And that is on. We're all ready to rock. We are live everywhere.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Another long weekend here in Australia. It's tricky, right?
Anzac Day. Yes. Thank you to all the veterans and those in the military that supporting us and
keep us safe.
Keep us safe and keep us free.
I know. I had a grandfather in World War One. Came back with a terrible stutter, but ended up on radio. Go figure, right?
There you go.
Pretty neat. Yeah. So lots of things to be thankful for. So the unexpected happens. So that's what we're talking about in business today. World events can impact our business. Local events can impact our business. So we thought we'd talk about how to prepare for the unexpected in business, because it seems to be a bit of it's always a common theme, but it seems to be heightened of late.
And I think it's always a go-to excuse with business owners around, revenue, profitability in the business. There's always a reason. It's happened because of whatever has gone on, whether that be and there's obviously some very genuine nasty events that do happen, but as I often say, the reality is the market does not care, and so we've got to work out as business owners. We've got to work out a way and a mechanism to train ourselves to be able to push through these things that happen, because there's always something going on. There's always, whether that's an economic event, whether that's a weather event.
Yes, we've had a lot of those.
Whether that's a staffing event, a technology event. Or a political event like an election coming up, as we have coming up here in Australia soon.
Indeed.
And these things are often looked to as, we are not doing well because of.
Yeah.
And that may well be genuine, but it doesn't help the sustainability of our business, doesn't help our bank balance, it doesn't help us achieve all the things in life that we want to do.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about how can you prepare for something that you don't know what it is.
Yes. So I think for me, my first tip is have a plan, have a business plan and a roadmap, so you actually know where you're going, and that is a good foundation piece. It may not necessarily speak to all the things we don't know that are going to happen, but you need to consider the plan Bs and the plan Cs and what are the options for you. So we can go down a whole rabbit hole there, but what might be your
absolutely a plan, because one is you need to know what is the deviation from the plan. If things aren't going well, how do you know you're not going well?
How do you measure?
Right? So what did you plan to do?
Yes.
And I'm speaking particularly to those in small business here that maybe have started recently, and I'm thinking particularly tradespeople are one where they're going in and starting this business, and it could be a professional, it could be those in a GP clinic, an accountant, a lawyer, that have started up a private practice on their own and have gone in and treated this new business like a job, and there's no plan.
Right.
So what you need to know is what is your plan for the next 1, 3, 5 years. What does the annual revenue look like, broken down month by month, quarter by quarter? What is the profitability that comes out of that revenue? What are you expecting the expenses to be? And then, of course, that profitability within it. And so once you know what that should be, in the years ahead, when something happens, something changes, then you can understand, things are definitely considerably worse than what we planned it to be. And it also enables you to start to go, we start changing some of these numbers around the plan. What are some of the actions that we would take if things weren't quite right as we wanted?
And so let's flip it a little bit as well. Could also be things that have happened particularly well, unexpected, because that can add complexity to your business as well. Like you've suddenly had massive growth. Oh wow, that's not what was in the plan. I now need more people. more team, more suppliers. So that adds a whole level of complexity. So it's not just thinking about the bad things that happen in your business, but what are the great and surprising and inspiring things that happen in your business, but how are you going to manage that growth? Because, as I said, that's just a whole other level of complexity to a business. So yeah, it can be both sides of the coin, right?
You can have unexpected things to the upside and to the downside.
Indeed.
And growth certainly does cost a lot, like it does suck a lot of cash flow out of the business if you're growing.
Yep.
And that can be unexpected. If you have a big rush on your product or service, that can create demands, not just operationally in the business, but certainly financially in the business too.
So talking about that piece, the financial piece, one of the things that I know is a very valid thing to prepare for the unexpected is your modelling. You should all have a cash flow forecast that looks at the next year, the next several years. But have you thought about, well, what does it look like if the turnover is less?
Yeah.
And then what are the consequences down the line items in your profit and loss? Again, the other way again, you've got massive increase in income. What is the consequence down the rest of the profit and loss? So, we know when we're speaking to many business owners, they may think about what the budget looks like, consider the cash flow forecast, but there's very rarely do they consider what are the plan A's and B's when things go quite different in your profit and loss statement.
Yeah, let's start to think about what the actions are that you would do should things be not as you would like.
Yeah.
And that scenario may never eventuate, but if it does, you've got something to go back to. Now, to know what you would do, you need to upskill yourself. You need to have some knowledge. You need to be learning. You need to be learning about business and the market and marketing and sales and how you can make adjustments should these things not go right. See, when things unexpectedly happen and you've got zero preparation for this, you've not gone and upskilled yourself. You've not gone and improved your knowledge base around business and the marketplace and the key skills of being a business owner and an entrepreneur. It's difficult to do something about it. You need to be always understanding, improving your knowledge around money, finance, the economy as a whole.
Yeah, what's going on?
The economy as a whole. So you start to see some of these things and actually not, when these things happen, maybe you're not on the wrong side of it. Maybe if you increased your knowledge enough, you can get on the right side of it. How often, have you paid attention to know that maybe when things go bad, when the economy turns, not everyone goes down?
No.
Wouldn't you like to be one of those people that actually benefits, gets the increase, gets the upside? Because those are the ones that can see the stuff coming. Those are the ones that spend the time, their spare hours, increasing their knowledge around money, finance, and the economy.
And a really simple analogy or concept of that is like we've all seen the steady increase in fuel. So everybody in business should be thinking about, actually it's heading up. What are my plan Bs? What's my modelling going to look like when I know that my logistics are going to be
have you increased your prices?
Have you done anything to consider what does it look like when it gets to this level? What are the action items you're going to take, right?
Yeah.
So none of this should be a surprise that the prices have been going up steadily. We've seen it. It's not just suddenly $1 more.
If you know that in your personal life things have got more expensive, the first thing you should be thinking as a small business owner is transferring that information. That little pain point that you might be having as you go to the supermarket or to the gas station.
Yes.
You should be transferring that back into, okay, I need to be increasing my prices in the business because if my personal costs are going up, so will my business costs.
Yeah.
And therefore my profitability is potentially reducing unless I counteract that somehow.
Yeah.
And these are all the things that you can think about when you're pre-planning, when you've got your business plan in place here, you've got your forecast for the next year or 2 or 3 out, and you can start to think, what if it doesn't go that way?
Yeah. And you spoke about maintaining your education level. I did a poll last week on our social media channels to work out where do people want to learn about how to improve their skills in business. And it was decidedly mentors and industry experts with programs. So that was great. That was validation for what we do. But have you thought about where are you going to find credible sources of knowledge?
Who's mentoring you?
Who's looking after you? Do you need to do some upskilling? And, some of you might need formal qualifications, but where can you find, this is a really important piece, credible, valid experts and material that are actually going to challenge your thinking, validate your thinking, and have you be held accountable for what you need to do. It was very clear this is what business owners were looking for.
So if that sounds like you, if you don't have a mentor in your business life right now, if you've not got someone challenging you, poking and prodding and asking those questions, not just there being in your corner, giving you your brow, wiping your brow and telling you there, everything will be okay.
Yes.
And not, providing a pathway to increasing your business knowledge and increasing your financial knowledge, then you need to come and join us at Navigate Biz. Much more often than just every once. Like we're on live several times a week, several times a week. We've got all our courses and content there. Make sure that you're jumping in and upskilling yourself and preparing yourself for the next thing that comes along, because there's always going to be something else. If you think, oh, geez, I got through that, that's right. Oh, thank goodness, pandemic's over, we're back to normal. We all go. There's going to be something else right behind that. Whether that's a recession, whether that's a change in legislation from the government, change in laws, whatever it is, there will be something else. Nothing sure. There will be something else, but it will be the same fundamental core skills that will help you adjust your business and get yourself back running right.
Yeah, and I was just doing some research about the number of percentage rates in Australia of people who have plans and all sorts of things, and the numbers are really low, right?
Yeah.
So, and we're all working in a very busy space. We're all trying to do business through a screen and different ways to get business. So, the only way that you can stand out above the crowd is to take this action. So, now one of the statistics was there was a large percentage of business owners that say they don't have any time.
Yeah.
Well, we know
they've got the same amount as everybody else.
Everybody else. So, how important is it to you to have your business succeed? What's your commitment level? And when you can check into that and go, actually, my family rely on me, my staff, my supplies, the ripple effect of this business succeeding or not, I actually need to step up to the plate. I actually need to take some action. So you know what? Biz Bootcamp is on, and it is absolutely not too late, because this is the 8-week program. We are in week 1.5, nearly 2. So it's definitely not too late to jump in and take some action. You can go find us on Navigate Biz, NAVIGATBIZ, and you'll find us in the shop for Biz Bootcamp. But there are so many programs in there that you can actually take many steps, steady steps, to actually build your business. And this is what we're here for.
Yep. So come join us in the Biz Bootcamp. We'd love to have you there. Yep. Also, go and check out. We can check out how to sign that up and everything else that we've got on navigatebiz.com. That's NAVIGATBIZ.com.
Everything's there.
Go and everything, marketing, sale, all the different ways to increase and improve your business. Right through from books, short courses and webinar recordings.
There's free resources
and right
there
through to
as
the
well.
Biz Bootcamp, which is a 56-day mentoring program with us. So go in there and check it out.
You have an awesome day, and we will see you Thursday.
Catch you Thursday.
Have a great day. Thank you. My mouse disappeared.